this course is gonna be about some basic Exocad stuff. Um, Even if you never used the program before, I'm gonna teach you some basic stuff so you can get started. In my opinion, anybody who used the computer before could learn very easily how to maneuver around the program. Not necessarily design something, but still you should know how to open a file or anything like a project. Just to check anything on it, I don't know. And there are gonna be future videos showing you more and more stuff, design stuff as well, and anatomy, morphology stuff. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe if you would like to. Alright, first things first, let's see what we have on the screen right here. I'm using Exocad version 3.2. It's the second most recent Exocad. If you wanna install it, I can help you out with that. Alright, so what we have, we're gonna start on the left upper corner. It says project. This is just not gonna do anything, but it's associated with these buttons right here, with new, load, save, duplicate. I'll let you know later what all of those do. And here we have the date. You can also set a date when it should be done, the date that the design should be ready to do whatever with it. I never use this feature, I don't even know what is there, to be honest. Client name. Here you're gonna insert the dentist's name or the clinic's name. To do that, you just if it's not already registered, if somebody else worked on it and you worked with that dentist before, it's probably going to be registered right here, so you just click on it and select it from the list. To find it more easily, you can just click the first letter of the name of the dentist on the keyboard and it's gonna pop up, let's say you pressed letter V. All the names starting with letter V are gonna show, and all the names are gonna show, but the ones with the V are gonna be right there in front of you. Alright, if you don't have the dentist name already added here, then you can just click on this pen, enter their name. All of these, I don't think they are necessary. You can add these if you know them. Let's say for this case it's gonna be Exocad tutorials. Alright, you just click new. See it? It's right here. It popped up and accept. Alright, that's very easy. And then here you're gonna say you're gonna write the patient's name. In this case it's gonna be first video. Alright, now you don't have to add a new one. You can, but it's just gonna add a new one anyway, if you just write it right here. And then technician's name, you're just gonna select one from below. If you never used the computer before, just add a new one. Let's say let's write my lab's name here. Give me 1 second. Alright. can add last name, technician ID. That's just unnecessary. Alright, we have one aesthetic dental designs lab. Here you can write any notes. Let's say you wanna say for zirconia crowns. Yeah, or whatever else you wanna say. Let's say we can write preparation shape and the 3 final shape. You can write here anything you want. Can zoom in, you write a lot of things here. I rarely use this notes option here. I can just like tell whatever it's gonna be from looking at the indications right here. Here, down here, you're gonna find some 3D and not 3D previews. Actually, just gonna be a picture, random picture from the case. The Exocad is gonna decide putting it there. Alright, so if you have this here already, you can just click new. Since I already completed all those, I'm not gonna say new right now. I'm gonna continue with selecting the tip. Okay, here you can see a bunch of options. I'm not gonna go through all of these right now. It's gonna be a separate video maybe. So the first one is basically just going to do a full aesthetic anatomic crown. So if you want to do a full zirconia crown, you can just put the cursor on there and it already says like it's gonna be a monolithic crown. For example, like a monolithic zirconia crown. Copying is created the cutting back the anatomy for layering. So this is gonna be for your zirconia structures, your metal structures, so on. Pressed crown just cuts the occlusal layer, but you can just do that manually. Never use the option actually. I never used the actual crown. I never used overlay. I never used offset copying. Offset copying you can use it if you have only one crown, only one frame crown, so something that is gonna it's the same with copying, but here you can choose not to reduce it. Here is gonna reduce it automatically, so it's just gonna be the framework of the crown, and you can put porcelain or whatever on top. Probably just porcelain. Anatomic pontic. This one goes hand in hand with the crown and with the anatomic crown. Reduce pontic goes hand in hand with the cupping. Rest pontic and so on. Mock-up, you can use that for like workshops. I don't use it for workshops. I don't use any of these right here. I only use inlay onlays if I need to. I don't use veneer either, offset inlay either. I mostly use anatomic workshop, reduced workshop, rarely, because I'm just gonna change it from the inside of the program later if I don't wanna keep it as an anatomic workshop. This is very similar to the anatomic crown or the cupping before the cutback. So this is probably the option that most people use. This is the best option. It gives you the most options, like what you can do with the teeth later. You can select this one if you know it's gonna be a structure, like a zirconia or metal structure. Otherwise, just select this first one. Don't even you don't even have to like use any of the rest, except Pontic Boxap. This is gonna go in between your prepared teeth. So let's say I have for this example I'm gonna just choose zirconia. You can do a bunch of presets down here with the minimum thickness, gap, 7 gap width, and you can there are some presets already done here, but you can make your own if you have it really depends on your milling machine, like what numbers you're gonna choose right here. Alright, if you do a full anatomic crown, you're probably gonna just select zirconia, and then I just select the NP metal laser for metal sintering. I don't really deal with the others. Maybe the lithium disilicate, it has a different different minimum thickness and some different other things like salmon gap. For this example I'm just gonna choose zirconia and press OK. Alright, so I have anatomic crown selected, I have zirconia selected, and then if you wanna do a custom abutment, you can select custom abutment. Here you can select the shade of the teeth. I rarely use these. It's just gonna give you a different shade of white for the preview if you'd like that later on. Screw retained. This option is gonna be for your implants that are gonna be screwed on post and core. So this is a new option that you didn't had in 3.1, I think. Until then you had to choose inlay and onlay to do your post and core. Actually it's just gonna do the post part, it's not gonna do anything above that. If you click it, what's the post material? Zirconia or metal? We're not gonna do that though. On stock abutment, this is gonna be for your scan bodies. Structure scan, substructure scan. If you have a bar already and you wanna design a zirconia part on it, for your T-bars, the 3.3 Exocad 3.3 has another feature which lets you cut the bar already out of the zirconia part, so it's a lot better, but you can still use this one if you don't have the newest Exocad. Pre-op, I usually use this option when I have like a scan with the teeth of the patient before the restoration was like before anything happened, just like a first look to know how his teeth look like, how their teeth look like before anything happened to them. Or you can use this if you have a stone model like sectioned up. Before you section it up, you can just scan it as a pre-op scan, and then you have the gingiva in those places in between the posts. Alright, extra gingiva scan, you use this one when you have implants. I don't think there's any other use case for it than when you have the implants. Design WhatsApp. Usually here is gonna be yes, design digitally if you don't have WhatsApp already, because we just selected anatomic WhatsApp. So you're gonna wanna select this option, or you can just do it later on in Exocad in expert mode, or when it's gonna ask for it depends with what you scan the models with, or if you just receive the scans. It might ask for the WhatsApp scan. You can just click cancel when that pops up, and you're gonna just proceed without the WhatsApp scan. Or you can just select it here and it's not gonna ask for it. If you press on copying, you're gonna have different options. I have the virtual gingiva, timber crown, copy and mirror, pull margin, preserve tooth, library shape. I prefer this one right here, this option, because it's not gonna destroy the tooth, the teeth anatomy. It's gonna, like it says, preserve the shape of it. You click on anatomic, you have the same options. You can just choose here. See, you can just move these around to your preference. Okay, for this example, I'm just gonna leave it at anatomic WhatsApp, and I'm not gonna select anything from here because I just don't need anything from here. It's not gonna be a custom abutment. It's not gonna be screwed. Alright. If you press on Ctrl on the keyboard, you can just select all of them. If not, you're gonna have to go in individually, select all of these options again. The antagonist is going to be selected automatically. In the newer versions, in the older versions, I think you're going to have to select it yourself. Okay, so yeah, when you do a multi-die model, then you can select the pre-op scan right here. So you're going to have the gingiva parts in between the dies. It's actually very helpful. You can also see if any of the dies like moved around or anything. Alright, here just save it, and you can start designing the teeth, or you can just design the model, the digital model. I'm not sure this can function with what milling machines work or they don't work. I don't know. Alright, here if you click on load, you're gonna see all of your previous cases, projects, however you wanna call them. You can just select here today, this week, last week, older, anytime. You can select this if you wanna search for it. You can just select all of them, just the patient name. I don't really use any of these here, just search for the patient that I need. Any due date today. Yeah, if you select it there and you just click on due date today, it's gonna pop up right there. Okay, if you have if somebody send you a project, an Exocad project, and you wanna import it here, you can just select import from and Exocad project and just look for your folder where you saved the files. It's pretty simple right there. Load, look for your project here. It's gonna be in chronological order, so from the newest to the oldest. You can just search the name there. You can either search the technician's name, the doctor's name, or the patient's name. Okay, so I guess this is gonna be like everything here. You can select this if you have like a different type of selection, but usually this one is the most used. Let's go back right here. See, just click on this folder. If you click on here, it's gonna just bring you up the Explorer. You can select your files and copy them, but right now we don't have any files, so I'm just gonna click on that little folder there. Here you can select again the tool shade. You can select that earlier when you select the types, and then here you can select the articulators. I think most popular articulators are going to be right here. I don't think you have to buy these articulators. Maybe you have one that's like rarely used, but most used is probably the BioArt and then the ArtX. You can just select stem models and occlusion. It's gonna do the same. Right, once you're done with your selection, you just press save. This duplicate button, it's helpful when you wanna change something on your case, but you wanna be 100% sure that you're not gonna ruin whatever you just done beforehand. So if you click on it, you can just start again by duplicating the scan data, or duplicating the entire file with the designed files as well. We're not going to do that right now because just the registration, we didn't do anything. Alright, here you can have an option with scans, like scanning options, if you have a scanner connected to your Exocad. And then you just press scan there and it's gonna pop up some other options I can't really help you with right now. If you have any questions, you can send me screenshots or anything at my email address. You're gonna find it in the description, and if I have the time I'm gonna help you, no problem. Alright, we're just gonna click design this time.